Unc heard what y'all was talking about. He heard what y'all was talking about. He came with the receipts. Yeah. How you feeling? Welcome to another edition of According to Lamar. I'm Lamar. Hope you're feeling well. Hope your mind, body, and spirit is well. And if not, I hope it gets better for you. Remember, there's a lot of reasons to feel stressed right now. But I hope you find the things that make you feel blessed right now. Yes. Now, speaking of stress, they got our uncle, man. They got Unc. Yes, they got Unc Shannon, man. But he hitting back, and he got the receipts. Let's get into it. Shannon Sharpe, ex-NFL player and now ESPN sports analyst and also big-time podcaster, the one who did the interview, the infamous interview with Cat Williams, and big contributor to the culture. That's right. He was accused of some things by one of his ex-girls that he was talking to, and he came with the receipts. That's right. As of Monday, around like 10:30, it was some allegations being thrown around of a lawsuit coming his way of sexual assault, of graping, of some things that a lot of men don't really want on a jacket. He was being accused of those things in a big lawsuit that was coming his way, a $50 million lawsuit coming his way for all of these things that was allegedly done by Shannon Sharpe. The lawyer who was taking care of that case is none other than the infamous Tony Busby. Now, you may recognize Tony Busby for some of the cases such as the Diddy case, the Diddler case, but more notably the Jay-Z case that was recently dismissed for inconsistencies in that client lying. And Tony Busby is he's taken quite of a hit recently, but that ain't stopping him. No, can't stop, won't stop. Tony Busby's going to get one of them by hook or by crook. And now he's got his sights set on Shannon Sharpe, but it ain't going to be easy for him. Nope, because Shannon Sharpe, he came with the receipts. So like I said, recently Shannon Sharpe was being accused of certain things, of assault of all different types, of graping somebody, of a woman that he was allegedly talking to. Now, the woman in the lawsuit was John Doe. She was a John Doe in the case, but we're getting word that I guess Shannon Sharpe said, look, I know exactly who y'all talking about. He did the numbers, and he was like, look, I know exactly who y'all talking about, and before we get that out there, that I did such a thing, we're going to just nip that in the bud. So, like I told you, around like 10 o'clock this morning, Shannon Sharpe was accused of graping, and he had a $50 million lawsuit coming his way. The alleged Jane Doe alleges that he committed assault, battery, and engaged in intentional infliction of emotional stress. She also alleges that Shannon Sharpe recorded her without consent. She's alleging a lot of things, and she was coming for the money. She was coming for the money. Now, it's also ironic that this $50 million lawsuit just comes off of the heels of Shannon Sharpe negotiating a 9-figure deal with his podcast. So we got him negotiating a 9-figure deal, and right on the heels of that, you have a 8-figure lawsuit. Coincidental? I don't know. I'm not here to call that. But what I am here to tell you about is the news that Shannon Sharpe just recently came out with. So recently, Shannon Sharpe just posted on Facebook responding to this lawsuit. It's a statement by, I'm guessing, his lawyer, Lenny J. Davis, which is the counsel for Shannon Sharpe. And so basically, these are just receipts. These are all receipts. These are all receipts. I'm going to pull it up for y'all right here. Yes! These are all receipts basically of what Shannon Sharpe is responding to this alleged Jane Doe. So he basically has quotes of what this alleged Jane Doe was texting him during the course of their relationship. So the alleged Jane Doe says, I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you are having intercourse with me. Which is, this is key details because the woman is alleging that he physically assaulted her, he choked her, she's accusing him of battery and all of these things. But these text messages point to, these text messages point to consent They point to consent. They're basically saying that this woman was down for it. She was more than willing to be a participant. Not only did she consent to it, but she was very much interested in it, to say the least. So also she says, I know you missed this big juicy. Y'all know what she said. She said it's 25 for each cheek. So she was already out here selling the cheeks. Yeah, she wasn't for cheap. She said 25 for each cheek, and you could get the job done. So he got that on. He got that on lock. He also has the name of this person, which is real bold because the person in the lawsuit is a Jane Doe. Now, we don't really know who this Jane Doe is, but according to Shannon Sharpe, he's saying, oh, I know who it is. It's Gabrielle Zuniga. Yeah. That's who it is. Now, I'm just the messenger, so allegedly it's Gabrielle Zuniga. He said, no, you ain't got to be no alleged. It's Gabrielle, yeah. I remember her, yeah. We used to mess way back, and we had like a nice little relationship going on. Now, it seems like this relationship went on for roughly 2 years. Let me try to read more to you. It says the lawsuit is filed by Gabrielle Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby. It's a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. Now, I also want to put out there that this is becoming a reputation of Tony Busby. This is not just my words. These are the words of the people that he's accusing. He accused Diddy. Now, Diddy's going to have his day in court, but this is the same guy that's had over 150 people claim that Diddy had something to do with him. And he had a class action lawsuit with Diddy. We were shocked about that. But then he also decided to bring in Mr. Sean Combs into it, which we haven't heard anything about Mr. Sean Combs getting into any of these altercations. Sean Combs is Jay-Z. And Jay-Z basically said, look, this is shakedown. You trying to get money out of me. You trying to ruin my reputation. I'm not going to take kindly to that. As you might have heard, they did a little back and forth. Turns out the lady had a lot of inconsistencies, and they basically dropped the case without prejudice, basically saying that they can never bring up that case again. After that, the woman who allegedly, she was also a Jane Doe. She's still a Jane Doe in this situation. The same person who accused Jay-Z is a Jane Doe, and this person then came out to say that Tony Busby basically manipulated her to make a lawsuit about Jay-Z so they could shake him down together. Tony Busby denies that. He's claiming that the client came to him and he believed the client, and that's what that was. But not only, it's just going to say that not only is the people who he's accusing of is calling him a person who's doing a shakedown, but the people who is the alleged victims in all of this is also pointing at Busby at being a shakedown person. A lot of people, he's developing a reputation as a grifter, as just one of the low life people in law, in the court of law, in legal. It's just a nasty thing, and it's a nasty reputation to have all over. But allow me to continue. So, like I said, Shannon Sharpe has released 2 pages of this, basically just showing all the receipts of text messages and things that they have exchanged. Shannon Sharpe also alleges that, So basically, Shannon Sharpe is also saying that the relationship between him and her started around 2023 and ended around 2025, roughly. So it's a good 2 years that he had this consensual relationship, allegedly, with this woman who's also about 30 years younger than him. Side note, them 2 year relationships is something, right? They something. They always end up. They always something crazy, ain't they? Them 2 year relationships be good in the motherfucker at first, but they always end up pretty messy. And this one is no exception to the rule. So, like I said, Shannon Sharpe got a lot of receipts here. I'm just going to go through it with you. So he says, Gabrielle Zanuga said in quotes, "Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I could do whatever I want to me." I'm guessing she's saying then you could do whatever you want to me. I don't know. Shannon Sharpe is alleging that was Gabrielle Zanuga to Shannon Sharpe on November 23rd, 2023. She also said, "I want to put my tongue in your booty."
What?
"And then marry you."
Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
That was another text from Gabrielle to Shannon. She also said, "That's my daddy. I want you to put a big black baby in me."
Let me out.
I'm getting a little bit uncomfortable by these text messages, but that was, again, another text message from Gabrielle. She said, "You better crave it, because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in." She puts a lot of emphasis on a big black baby being inside her.
Don't. Let me out.
I don't know if this is a fetish, but she seems to really want a big black baby inside of her. And I don't know what that's about. I mean, because you can want a baby, you can want a black baby, but a big black baby, I mean, that seems a little painful. That just crosses all the barriers of pregnancy. I'm pretty sure medical experts ain't gonna really like that. Okay, that ain't something that you would really want to do. But, I'm just going to keep going. These are all the conversations. This was, so the first text message was in November 23rd. The second text message was in January 12th. Next text message was August 6th, 2024. Next text message was August 11th of 2024. He's just pulling up receipts. He's basically look, this girl had a motive. He's basically showing us this girl had a motive. By hook or by crook, she wanted some money, okay? She tried to proposition money for sex, obviously by saying it's $25K each cheek. Then she tried to secure the bag by getting me to give her a baby. I wasn't with all of that. And then soon after that, we shortly broke up. So they got receipts here that says, contrary to the allegations she makes in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd, 2025. So, yeah. These continued to basically up until January this year. And when I guess when the communication ceased, Gabrielle then decided, you know what? I heard this Mr. Busby is doing wonderful things for women like me. I think I'm going to hit him up and see what I can get for this. And so now here we have this lawsuit. It's a $50 million lawsuit, and Shannon Sharpe is trying to fight the allegations. I don't know, guys. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. It's a lot going on. It's a lot to unpack. Like I said, just a quick synopsis. Shannon Sharpe is big in the culture. He used to be an ex-NFL player. He's now rose to being an ESPN sports analyst and also a podcaster. He's been doing very successful in both fields, so much so that he's in negotiations for a 9-figure contract with a podcast agency. And lo and behold, soon as news gets out of his 9-figure negotiation, he gets smacked with the $50 million lawsuit. So it's all pointing to this being something suspicious. Something suspicious. It's so coincidental. And also, I always wonder. Again, I'm always with the side of the victims, but I always wonder, why don't these people go to criminal court if they're really trying to make sure that they get justice. This seems like something fresh. This seems like something that just happened. Like, again, they just stopped having contact with each other in January of this year. So surely you could have went to criminal court and got this taken care of. But it just so happens that, I guess, your way of going about it is you decide to hit this guy with the $50 million lawsuit soon as news gets wind of his negotiations of hundreds of millions of dollars being negotiated from his podcast deal. Just seems very odd. Also, you know that, as I said, Shannon Sharpe is part of ESPN. ESPN is owned by Disney. So it's no surprise. I was wondering what Disney was going to do with this, because we know how Disney gets when there's any allegations. Disney don't want anything on their jacket. They don't want to mess that up. So they'll get rid of you quick. They'll get rid of you and then ask questions later. So I'm thinking that, I was thinking that, Tony Busby and this Jane Doe just wanted a quick settlement because they knew how much he has riding on this. He's with ESPN. He's negotiating this big contract. He's a big figure. He doesn't want those stains on his jacket. Let's get this settled right away. Shannon said, look, I got the receipts, okay? I've been ready for this moment my whole life, okay? I don't know who you think I am, but I got the receipts. Not only do I got the receipts, I got the text message saying that you was with all of this. You was with all of this, and you wanted me to do it. You asked me to do it. So I don't know what's what, allegedly. This is all alleged, but, if I'm taking it for face value, then kudos to Shannon for having these receipts, because, man, how he deleted them text messages. This is why you can't delete text messages. You just can't. You just never know what's happening. Keep the text messages, keep the screenshots, because stuff like this will come up. You just never know. Let's see what else we got here. So like I said, it continued till January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked Sharpe for $25,000 per cheek, as quoted from her text messages to Mr. Sharpe. There are other examples that Miss Zuniga allegedly said. She's also saying that he allegedly secretly recorded a video of their consensual sexual encounter. So basically, this is all a chess move. Busby's team is saying that they have video. They basically was ready. They was like, we know that you allegedly assaulted her. That's what she's saying. We got text message also, and we have video. And Shannon Sharpe's team is like, okay, well, we got our text messages. We got the full text messages. We also have that video you got. We don't know what kind of video you got, but I'm assuming that it is heavily edited. But don't worry about it, because we got that same video. So you play your video, and I'm going to play my video. You play your video, I'm going to play my video. How about that? Okay? Whatever you think was about to happen, it ain't happening. It ain't happening, not at all. So basically, his attorney, Shannon Sharpe's attorney, is saying these messages are just a sampling of a broader pattern of graphic communications initiated by Ms. Zuniga. The evidence plants a clear picture. This was consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by Ms. Zuniga. I gotta say this. We are battling two courts now. We're battling the court of law and the court of public opinion. I think it is a genius move to come out guns blazing with the receipts. Because unfortunately, the way of the world that we living in this day and age, everything got to be put on Front Street. Everything is content. Everything is consumption. Everybody is a conspiracy theorist who thinks that, if whether they like you or not, if they don't like you, then they're going to figure out a way to make this angle of you doing these things. And if they do like you, then they're going to figure out an angle of you not doing these things. And a lot of times we don't get the truth until much later, when people have already said what they said, doubled down, tripled down, and by then, who's right is right and who's wrong is going to pretend like they never said those things. It's just going to pretend like it never existed. So I'm glad that we as the people get both sides of the story so quickly and we can make up our mind on what is the truth and what's not the truth. Ultimately, that's up to you. Also, you can tell me what you think in the comments. It looks like to me, if I'm looking at both sides of the story, I'm going to need to hear more from this alleged victim because it's looking very suspect from the receipts that I'm receiving from Mr. Sharpe, okay? So I'm hoping they bring it because they're going to need it. They done messed up on this one. It says the edited tape that Mr. Nuga secretly taped and showed to Mr. Sharpe during her, she blackmailed him. So he saw this coming. This is why he's so boldly knowing that this Jane Doe is this person. Because this woman tried to blackmail him already. She showed it to him. You showed your hand. Mr. Sharpe now believes her secret taping was all a part of her planned setup as part of her blackmail scheme, as distorted by her edited tape, a copy of which she refused to make available to Mr. Sharpe or his counsel. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all these allegations of coercion, of misconduct, especially of the gross lie of rape. And he will not submit to what he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. And he looks forward to vindication, though due process is a judgment based on the facts and the law. It's a lot to take in here, man. It's a lot to take in. Y'all let me know what you feel. This is good. This is a bombshell this day. We got a lot to take in, people. They also say, to set the record straight, we are releasing several of Mr. Nuga's own explicit text messages to Mr. Sharpe that clearly indicates the nature of her relationship was consensual and very much sexual in nature. In many cases, initiated by her with specific and graphic requests. Contrary to the allegations she made in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd. So, again, just to go over it real quick, Shannon Sharpe, big successful ex-NFL player, ESPN sports analyst, podcaster, negotiating millions, hundreds of millions in a new contract, was just hit with a big lawsuit alleging that a lady that he was dating, he was allegedly assaulting in numerous ways. And this lady is requesting $50 million for her pain and suffering. Now, this lawsuit comes from Tony Busby, who has had a history of these type of lawsuits, whether it be inconsistent, most of them being inconsistent, to say the least, most of them being false, to say the least, most of them being dismissed, to say the least. But he's back with another big-time lawsuit, and they want $50 million. And they're alleging that they have receipts, and hours after these alleged receipts and hours after this alleged lawsuit, Shannon Sharpe has responded, and he's responded with receipts of his own that paints a different picture of not only a consensual relationship, but a consensual relationship in which the victim in question requested for these alleged abusive things to happen to her, as this might have been her kink. So they're painting a different picture. Busby's team is alleging that he assaulted her. Shannon's team is alleging that it was consensual, and now she's seeking to take advantage. She already was seeking to take advantage towards the end of their relationship, where she was charging him to have sex with her. And now that the relationship is over, she's looking for more monetary gain. She was also looking to secure a baby with him, which is kind of odd because if somebody is assaulting you, why would you want to secure a baby with them? A lot of these things don't really sound right, man. It just don't sound right. It don't sound right. I'm sorry. I wanna be there. I gotta hear more. I don't know what's going on, but it's looking kind of fishy. And if it gets dismissed, this would be, I believe, the second case this year alone that was the second big case this year alone, big high-profile case from Tony Busby that was dismissed based off of the inconsistencies in the story. That's got to hurt somebody's reputation. I do not know how or if he will continue to practice law, but I don't even know how somebody like him practices law if he's going to be doing stuff like this. Like, this is just a complete misuse of the law, of the justice system. And it just makes you really think of how things are really, is justice really blind, or is it biased? I don't know. That's a deeper, darker question. But y'all get in the comments. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know what you think about everything that's going on. Man, this is definitely one for the books. This is one for the books. I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this one, but I want to hear what y'all think about it. Once again, this is according to Lamar reaction. This is not my normal thing, so I apologize if I'm not as polished as I usually am, but I wanted to get this out to y'all. I wanted to hear y'all take on it. Wanted to hear what how y'all feel about it. Yeah, man, let me know. Leave it in the comments, like, share, subscribe. Any comments, let's talk about it. Let's keep the conversation going. I'll try to update you on any other information I have as we get it. As always, my name is Lamar. And this is According to Lamar, and I appreciate you for watching. Peace.